sports, anime,
media entertainment.
And the whole world, look around you. Look at this. We created this.
Welcome back to the same convo with your hosts, Carlil, Kenny, and Bomba. We got a couple special guests. Right now, we got Shell and Angel with us tonight. How y'all doing?
Good.
Pretty
Good to
good.
be here.
We're to start off. I want you guys to introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself, and then give us your relationship status.
Well, I'm Angel. I graduated from University of Kentucky. I'm going to law school in the fall at UK Law. And I'm in a relationship. This is my boyfriend. So, yeah.
I'm married.
A whole family.
Yeah.
I'm Shell. I graduated from Kentucky with Kenny and Carlil. I am getting a master's right now in community psychology, and I am single.
Okay. Well, Bomba, are you in a relationship?
Hi, I'm Bomba.
Right.
I'm married, nigga.
And y'all already know what it is with me, single as a Pringle.
Pringles are never alone in their can, though.
You said
Pringles
what?
be in there with 50 other
Pringles be
Pringles.
in there stacked with a bunch of other Pringles.
Yes.
Okay, guys.
In real close quarters.
Somebody ate all the other Pringles. Now I'm just a single Pringle. It's just me in the can, just shaking.
Okay, so you're not in the streets, you in the can.
You gonna do this? Okay. All right. Ladies, the reason why we need you on this show is because there's a lot of testosterone 24/7 whenever we on this podcast. And with this certain topic, we just needed, a female perspective. So we're gonna get into relationships today. I was gonna bring the love doctor out, but I ain't got my Rose microphone with me. So, it's Carlil's just gonna stay here. But the topic of the day is basically there was a video posted on Instagram by YK Osiris, and he was saying that if you are a woman in a relationship, then you should not have to pay for anything, any bills. It sounds like the gate. Any bills, you don't have to pay for any bills. You don't need to be paying for your nails done, your hair did, anything like that. And so we're going to start off by watching the video together, and then we're going to get the perspectives from the men and women's side. So let me go ahead and share my screen.
I'm just saying, if you still paying for hair and nails, I'm talking about any bills. If you still paying for bills, you got a man. If you still, good night. If you still paying for bills, like any type of bills, like phone bills and stuff like that, you telling me you got a boyfriend, you still paying for your phone bill and your nails, man. What does real Angel? Now I ain't saying being handicapped, but if you a woman, you doing what you supposed to be doing, why the hell you still paying for your hair and your nails and all these bills? Got me up, man. Come on, man. Oh, you complain about paying for hair and nails? Oh, you complaining? Oh, you complain? You ain't gonna do it? Okay, good. You ain't gonna do it. Another bill, like me.
Orange like that, bro.
Right. Why are you eating the orange like that?
That was a real. Okay, never mind. Let me shut up.
Guys, well, of course we're gonna start off with the ladies. Ladies first. Just want y'all's perspective on that video. How do y'all feel? Either one of y'all can start.
Shell, you can start. I'm thinking.
Girl, I got opinions. I for the most part agree with him. Just because I don't know, I just feel like for me personally, I've been on both sides. I've been I'm gonna be an independent woman and I'm gonna be a breadwinner and my husband can do whatever he wants and da da da. I don't feel that way no more. I no longer want to do that. I realize I'm not a grinder. I'm not that person who's gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna make $100 bajillion so my man don't have to work. I don't care. I want to do what makes me happy. And also I feel like I just want to be taken care of. And, I recognize that now, and I still sometimes struggle letting people take care of me or letting people do things that they want to do for me. But when I do it, I'm like, oh my God, like this made my life easier. And it makes this person happy. Like they want to do it. So why should I stop that? And now I feel like I'll like personally am good with like, I will maintain the order of our lives and I will be like that source of comfort and I will be like kind of like a safe space for like our relationship and make sure that everything's straight. But as far as like bills wise go, like I'm not trying to pay them. I'll pay for my own hair, like I'll pay for my own nails, stuff like that. But bills, I don't plan on paying them.
Okay. Anglais.
Well, for one, I feel like it depends on the couple. Because some people may want to do 50-50. Some people may want their man to take over and they do nothing. So whatever works for that couple, like, that's on them. Oh, but for me, I don't know. I don't think that I would want to do like 50-50 with Kenny. It depends on who makes more money first. Let's say that. If he's making more money, I'm going to expect him to pay more bills. 2, when kids come into play, I feel like if I'm taking care of the kids, then you should be taking care of the bills. Mm-hmm. Now, if you are taking care of the kids, then by all means, I'll take care of the bills. But if I'm cooking, cleaning, kids, then you got the rest. Like, you know? But it depends on the couple, I will want to say. Because some people, you know, they want to be a boss and they want to take care of their man. Not for me, though. I'm kind of old school. So I like that, you know, take care of me.
Take care of me. I'm trying to live a soft life.
Yeah, so now it's time for the men. What do you guys have to say about this?
Okay, fellas. Before
Kenny should go.
You said what?
I feel like Kenny should go, that we can get a back-to-back comparison.
Facts. Kenny, start off with everything that you're paying for right now. I'm just playing. But no, go ahead.
Where do I begin? Okay. I think it's very situational. So Angel knows, I guess I'll say this publicly. Being in law school and having a job is almost impossible. Working and going to school, because you're literally reading all day. When we get a class, being in a class all day, you come home and then you read until you're about to eat dinner and go to sleep. I've learned how to maneuver my schedule so that I get done at 5 o'clock. The time it's 5 o'clock, it's time to start cooking dinner or do like the errands that you got to do. So you don't really have time to have a job on top of all of that. Then you really need your weekends to just decompress. So I've told Angel, by the time I start working, after I graduated law school, I'm going to take care of whatever needs to be taken care of. So we've already established this. But it's need, like she says, need-based. Like, if I'm going to be making money like top dollar, and why would I expect her to go 50-50 and I'm making 6 figures or something like that? You know what I'm saying? That don't even sound right. However, what I will say is I do have a slight issue, not considering the money at like the financial difference aspect. So like say me and Andrew are at the same job, making the same exact amount of money, or not even the same job, just somehow make the same amount of money. I don't think that there should be a societal standard where the man spends all his money taking care of everything. Like I don't think the woman should take care of the whole house. The woman shouldn't do all the cleaning, cooking, or taking care of the kids. That shouldn't be a thing. Those are our kids. This is our house. We should all have a hand and make sure it's ran properly. That's at my standpoint on it. I would also say when it comes to bills, if like we're equal financially, I don't know, 50-50 split will work, or I think we should do 100-100. I got whatever, the bill came in, I got it first, I'll take care of it. Whatever. We're both living in the house, it shouldn't be, oh, this is your job because you're the man. In that case, if we're gonna be back in the day, how far are we talking? Because you can't pick and choose.
You're right.
You can't just pick all your benefits and be like, oh, I'm gonna take all my benefits but neglect all my discrepancies. You can't do that. Because then I want to pick all my benefits. How about that? And then we ain't gonna get nowhere.
Right.
If we're in a relationship, it should be a teamwork, not I want all the benefits for myself and you take care of me and I'll just go get my nails and hair done. I don't know if I agree with that.
But you'll get gifts. Like, you know, get you stuff sometimes.
Yeah, and I feel like back in the day, like, what you mean not going 50-50? Like, at that point, it was just so like women did not work. Women ran the house, women had the kids, and men went to work. So I mean, if I'm not paying bills, I guess I could stay home and raise some kids. We can go all the way back.
But
Man, why can't I be a house husband? Is that an option?
You can. That's the thing. It's like, it's all about kind of like what Angel and Kenny said. It's all about the relationship and the person.
Yeah.
Like, there are so many women out there that like don't want to raise kids and don't want to clean the house. Like, they're good. They will go to work. They will make money, and they want a husband that has a less demanding career that can keep the life in order.
Like a house husband.
I'm just not that girl.
I feel that. I feel that. Big
I feel like it can get tiring. Like, expecting your significant other to be able to cook, clean, take care of the kids, and do all that. I feel like that would be asking a lot, really, honestly.
Yeah.
All day, every day. And
I would have to be a housewife.
You would have to be like a
Housewife,
house husband. Like, you cannot do that and then also be maintaining a career of your own without burning out somewhere.
Thanks. Big Bambi.
Oh, my fault.
Nah, go ahead. Hey, did you have something to add?
I was gonna say, so what happens? So say you are a housewife and the husband brings in all the income. What happens if something happens to the husband where he can't work anymore? Then what? Where's your backup income?
Well, I feel like you have to have a savings, and you have to have.
Savings only last so long when you don't have more money coming in.
And
My thing is, I didn't say I wanted to be a housewife. I don't. I would be bored. Like, I want to work, and I want to have my own money. But that's why I said I'm okay with, like, I will pay for my own hair, nails, stuff like that, like shopping. But like, I don't plan on paying rent. Like, I don't plan on paying.
That's the issue, Shell. How come all your money gets to go to the stuff that you?
You know what?
You gotta go to maintain me and you and so none of the stuff I want to do.
I could do like, you pay rent and I'm gonna pay the utilities.
Oh, okay, cool.
I can handle that, like that, because I feel like a 75-25 thing. I could handle that, but just like,
I bet you do.
I was put on earth to be taken care of. I don't know what to tell you.
Also, women are more likely to do stuff for the kids. Like, going to the store, they're more likely to be like, oh, look at these clothes. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Like, my dad didn't buy nothing for us.
Yes, it's not like, I just feel like women, like, regardless of whether like the mom works a bunch or is at home a lot. Like, I know my mom worked so much, but she was still like the primary caregiver. So like,
So,
Mom, go ahead.
I want to give a different perspective to this because I feel like, coming from Senegal, by the way, it's like West Africa, like, this reality is not that far. Like the reality of back then, where we expect a woman to be in the, like, taking care of the house, and then the husband is the breadwinner, and you basically a housewife. That's still very true to this day in our community. It's something that's very normal. So in a sense, I feel like I get to see it a lot and not agree to a certain degree, because I feel like, especially like when today, we very much know more about women than we did maybe 10 years ago. I'm talking about us, our education, to understand, women in general. Like, you gotta think of certain things like pregnancy. Like, it just, I feel like it depends on situations, yes, but at some point in time, you would have to experience that, because your wife is gonna be pregnant at some point, maybe, if y'all choose to have kids. So how you set up and how you handle usually like those expenses like that really shows in that period in time. Because if you're not used to, for example, like providing to a certain extent and getting ready to take care of that, like the whole family, when you get to that point, a lot of people, I feel like, especially today, like a lot of people, that's where they experience a lot of issues, because like, that's not something that's normal, that's common for you.
Yeah.
But in terms of if the men should do it, if the women should do it, I feel like Kenny said, it should be 100%. It's not even a 150. It's not a 50-50. It's 100% and 100% for me. When I'm getting my house, for example, I'm gonna go for the best. I'm hoping I'm getting the best for my house. I'm hoping I'm getting the best for my car. If I meet you eventually, I'm hoping that eventually you're gonna come to my house. You know what I'm saying? If I'm inviting you at my house, like if you're saying it's a girlfriend, if I'm inviting you at my house, getting to know you and all that, I'm cool with paying bills, but it will it would be very nice, and it would, you know, really show me that this person appreciates me when at the end of the month, after I paid the bills, like she walks up and she's like, oh, you know, the electricity was due, I paid it. I'd be like, dang, like, you know, it's not something I'm gonna ask from you, but it's something that if you do, like it's just the 100%, like I said, I'm gonna go out there, I'm gonna try to win it. But then again, when I come back and you see that this person is trying so hard and you give a little bit, you know, that shows that elevates that person so much more in your eyes. But at the end of the day, when you're jumping in a relationship, you know who you're dealing with, you know what you're looking for, you know what you want. So it's never really an issue for a woman to say, I want to be taken care of. That's your right. But then again, when you say you want to be fully taken care of, I feel like somebody who's going to be like, okay, I'll do it. There's something that they expect. There is certain middle ground we got to be in. Like, if you cannot meet me, like, if you cannot help me financially, okay, when I'm out there getting the money, maybe I'm expecting you can help me in some other ways. So sometimes I feel, that's why I feel like now a lot of people are being unfair and people are expecting more than they're willing to put in. But when you have that 100% mentality, no problems.
Good point, Bob.
Things are a lot easier.
That was a great point. That was a great point. I actually loved everyone's points. Like this is I love this. I'm going to take this a different direction though. Let me go ahead and say this. I just wish that we could just switch from how we did, you know, back in the day to where we was talking about, like, back in the day it was women who were staying home and men were the breadwinners. No, let's start anew now. Let women go out, be breadwinners. Men, let's stay home, let's get fat, and let's go ahead and just enjoy being house husbands. That's my dream for all of us. It really is. No, but I'm sorry. Let me, in all seriousness and stuff, how I look at it, I think I just didn't like the way it was coming across when YK Osiris was saying it, but I understood the point. But also, we got to look at it in reality, like people watching that video are kind of in the same tax bracket as me, which I'm broke. And then as far as YK Osiris talking about that video, well, nobody, look, and I'm not counting pockets here, but I'm pretty sure none of us are in the same tax bracket as YK Osiris right now, you feel me? So he can say that. He can say that, you know, if you are in a relationship, you should be taking care of your woman, you should be paying for everything they do. Okay. I feel like that's a targeted argument. That's targeted for people in YK Osiris's bracket. If we're dumbing it down to, like I said, my tax bracket, broke, how I feel like as if right now, if I was in a relationship right now and I was starting to build a life with my woman, I would definitely be trying to do the best I can do to, you know, get as much money as I can, because that's just the person I am. And that's, you know, it's just my mindset. I feel like I should, if I can't be the breadwinner, I should be the majority winner, if that makes sense. Like I definitely should try to be the one to make the most money so she can want for less, you know. But in this tax bracket now, if I'm building life with somebody, I feel like it should be 50-50 if we're making the same amount of money. But, you know, my goal later in life is definitely going to be the one to be the breadwinner, to where I hope that I can eventually get to the point where I can take care of my woman, or I could take care of, you know, my family whenever I want. You want to go get your nails done here. You want to get phone bill paid here. I got the whole mortgage, the rent. I got all the cars and stuff like that. I want to be able to do that. I hope I get to that point. But, you know, I feel like there's just, it's levels. There's levels to that. I'm not, you know, I'm not ashamed to say I'm not at that level right now. You know, there's times where, like, I can, if I'm talking about me right now, I can gift you, like, you know, let me go ahead and pay your phone bill this month, or let me go ahead, you know, here's some money for your hair and nails, and I'm a gift giver too. So I'm always giving gifts, you know, when I am in relationships. But like I said, it's levels to the shit. I feel like it's just, it's a build up right now. Definitely can't do it. Definitely can't, you know, won't even pretend like I can pay for a woman's everything, but I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna definitely get there.
I feel like y'all everyone make good points about it being like situational and circumstantial. Like, you have to be realistic about what your circumstances are. And if you know, like, your man is not in the tax bracket to be, like, paying the mortgage, the utilities, your hair, your nails, that shopping spree you wanted to go on, like, be realistic. Right. But, like, you can aspire to it, or you can like that. I feel like it's a conversation that's important to be had, because just because you met someone at a certain level doesn't mean they're always going to be there. So like when you do elevate and when you do get here, like how you feeling? Because if I'm cool with it, like I mean I'm like you said, Carly, we young, we 25 in grad school, like just starting out professionally. So like yeah, like you know what, you don't have to fund my whole life. I don't want someone to fund my whole life anyways. But like for the sake of the argument, why Kyla Cyrus is making, like you gotta be realistic, but like so in the future, how many bills am I paying?
Facts.
I mean, hair and nails, that's doable. That's because you don't get your hair and nails done every day.
That's the one that I'm like, you don't gotta pay that. I'm good. I will handle it. Like, let's talk about like our household. And I think that I'm like a big like stickler like on household, because I think that like in general, and I'm generalizing, but women tend to just contribute more work towards the household and more like, especially once kids come into play, like more emotionally. Like you saw Beyonce charge Jay-Z for every kid she had.
Thanks.
There's a reason for that. Like women just end up. What?
Wait, Beyonce did what?
Beyonce has it in her and Jay-Z's prenup that like if they ever got divorced, she gets a certain amount of money for every kid that she's had.
Hey Kyla, how you doing?
Hey. Hi. Sorry, I'm super late.
No, it's totally fine. We're really like into the topic right now. But Shell, I'm gonna let you go ahead and finish your point, and then I'm gonna ask her the question, and you can give us your point on that.
Yeah, no, I just feel like for me personally, like why I'm like the biggest on like I don't plan on paying a whole bunch of rent. Like I'll pay to maintain myself or whatever. But I just feel like women tend to contribute more like to the housekeeping and emotionally, especially once kids come into play. So kind of like Angel said, like, if you got that, if I'm doing this, I'm not doing this and that. Pick your struggle.
Pick one.
Pick your struggle, okay?
All right. Well, Kyla, if you remember the video that that was posted on our story, it was basically YK Osiris saying that if you're a woman in a relationship, why are you paying for anything? You definitely shouldn't be paying for anything. I definitely do want to start off by you kind of introducing yourself, telling us a little bit about yourself, and then relationship status, and then we'll get into your answer to the question.
Okay. I mean, what you want to know about me? So my name is Kyla. What you want to know? I'm currently single.
Okay.
I don't know.
Where you reside, Kyla?
In Chicago.
Chicago. Okay.
High-town, South Side. Woo.
Okay.
Currently a medical assistant in the health field for the past few years. Worked in psych.
That's dope.
In school for nursing.
Love that. So what's your opinion on the whole thing? What's your opinion on the whole YK Osiris comment?
I don't agree.
Okay.
I don't agree with it. And I don't agree with it just because if you're looking at it from the standpoint of we're just dating, like we're boyfriend and girlfriend, why should I expect you to provide for me? We ain't even there yet. Right. I feel like if you go into a relationship with the mindset that, okay, this man got to provide for me, he got to pay my bills, my rent, all of that stuff, I feel like that's kind of crazy. Now, if you want to do it, cool, go ahead. If you're like, all right, this month, I'm gonna help her pay her rent real quick, cool. All right, I'm gonna, send her some money to get her hair done, get her nails done, cool. But I feel like you shouldn't expect that. It shouldn't be required because, again, y'all are only dating. Now, marriage, if you're talking about marriage, okay, cool. Even then, it still shouldn't all fall on your husband, but that's different.
I feel that. So you believe like it's really levels. Like if y'all dating right now, if y'all just girlfriend or boyfriend, that shouldn't be a requirement. And then once you get married, it's kind of like how y'all, just figure that out.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I feel like it's crazy. What I look like expecting somebody who's just my boyfriend to pay my rent. or pay my car note, or my insurance and stuff like that. I feel like that's a little wild. And I don't know if maybe because I'm just very independent and I wouldn't even want something like that. But I just feel like, why would you expect that? And y'all are only dating. You have no rights to his money per se, and he's not obligated to pay for those things for you just because you guys are dating.
Facts. What y'all think about that? Because I feel like we talked about the overall, but what y'all feel like depending on relationship statuses? Either the boys or Shell or Angel, either anybody. Because I think Kenny was going to say something.
I feel like Kenny has some. He was excited.
He was over there excited.
Really good question.
Mm-hmm.
So, Kyla, you missed this, but one of the main arguments was that should it be acceptable for the male to, like, deep relationship or marriage-like relationship, that women pay less bills because they are considered the primary caregivers, correct? Am I right in that statement, Shell?
If they are, then yeah.
Yeah, I think that's commonly how it is. If that's not how it is for your household, then it's different. But I think primarily women are like primary caregivers.
Okay. So it is okay for the woman to be the primary caregiver and the male to make up for his lack of caregiving to pay for the bills. So you're saying it is okay for the male to lack in caregiving.
Okay. So I get what they're saying. But again, that's only if he's the only one working. He's the only one bringing in the income, then that's to be expected. But if y'all both working, y'all both got a job, y'all both bringing in income, I feel like I wouldn't even look at it like, oh, I'm the primary caregiver, because I'm going to expect him to do too. I'm not just going to be like, okay, I'm working too, but just because I'm the woman, I'm the wife, I'm gonna make sure the house clean, I'm cooking, I'm washing clothes and stuff. No, we both work. We both bringing in the money. I'm tired, you tired. We about to take turns with this. I don't know if we got to make a schedule. You do it this week, I do it that week. Like, it's never, I feel like it wouldn't just be, I'm the only one. But then again, I wouldn't even want to be a stay-at-home wife. So I would.
Then again, that's another perspective to think about as a man too. Because it's like, do you want to, go make your money, come home, be out here cleaning and stuff? Or are you willing to, put more money into the house, and maybe she has a lighter schedule where she can help you out at home a little more, have meals, and just making your life easier?
Yeah, and that's a big thing for me, is just knowing that, it's all great and dandy. Like, I know the point you're trying to make, Kenny, but realistically, I mean, I grew up in a family where my mom and my dad both worked, and my mom was still pulling more weight with the kids. Like, my mom, if we were sick, she was the one calling out to take us to the doctor. She was the one leaving to make sure we got to practice, leaving early to make sure we got to practice on time. In reality, moms do work, and they do still take on more of the primary caregiving responsibilities. Whether that's right or wrong, that's the reality that we live in. And I think that it's not even a matter of are you going to accept that he's just not showing up equally? But if you have an agreement where you know what, yeah, you are going to be more, not dedicated, but you are going to be more loose, I guess, on that one-off, so-and-so is sick, or so-and-so has this, or so-and-so has that, and I'm going to be the runner or whatever, and you are going to handle most of the bills, yeah, if I'm doing all of that, you are going to handle most of the bills, because yeah, I want to say, oh, my husband's gonna have just as much off time as me, and he's gonna leave work early too, but that's not what I saw. So
okay.
So we've been focusing mostly on bills, but there's other expenses like buying a car. I mean, of course, if you're in a serious relationship, maybe you're gonna pick a house together.
Mm-hmm.
Mortgages are super expensive to where maybe one income, depending on, because we're both in law, well, she's about to be in law school, I'm about to graduate law school. I imagine my house is going to be not too expensive, but more than what one check could probably withstand. How do you think that should work with mortgages, like buying cars, buying the kids' cars, maybe a car note on that car, you never know, and just stuff like that. More than just like the monthly bills of utilities, if you have rent, subscriptions, and all that type of stuff.
I think that when it comes to like long-term things like that, so we're talking like kids' cars, kids' tuitions, mortgages, stuff like that, like it's how you assign value to what each person is bringing and what each person is doing. So it could be where, like we talked a lot about percentages earlier. So like, yes, we're both working, and like you say, you and Angel, like you're both going to be in like legal careers, right? But like, you know, Angel is pulling more weight, making sure dinner's having done, or like making sure dinner is done, or making sure the kids are getting to where they need to get to. So y'all maybe are like, okay, we're assigning more value to the fact that she's the one leaving work, or she's the one not working as long of hours or whatever to bring in the same amount. So like you do 25, I'll do 75, or whatever you have to do to make sure that what you're providing is like reflected in what you're giving, I guess. And then also I had another point, but I forgot what it was.
I got what you were saying.
Yeah, but I said that earlier. I think it depends on how much you make.
Right, on how much you make, what you're doing.
They expect you to pay more on
That's reasonable.
bills.
Yeah.
If
And
I'm still going to give something. It's not like I'm just
like I'm gonna do something. And like, what about just the fact, like Bama said a lot about like, just like, what is this woman contributing to your peace of mind? Like if she's making it to where you don't, like everything else in your life is happening so effortlessly and so seamlessly because this woman is keeping it running, that you don't have to think about the shit. You just get to go to work.
But I feel like that's the thing about 100-100. If you have somebody like that, you are.
Thanks.
I hope you are.
Man.
That's what I was saying, to give 100. Just like, it shouldn't be, honestly, I don't think it should be anyone's job to do anything in a relationship. Each person individually should be doing what they need to do to make sure each other has what they need. Like, for example, when you get married, or if you're dating to marry, you know, one day what's yours is mine, but mine's is yours. You know what I'm saying? So it shouldn't be like, oh, I'm not about to pay the bill because it's her turn to pay it, or that's her bill to do. You know what I'm saying? If I got the money, we all living in this house.
Ooh, I got a sidebar. I got a question.
What's up?
How y'all feel about joint bank accounts?
I was thinking that. I was thinking that question. How y'all
feel about joint bank accounts? Because this falls out of that.
Absolutely not.
Let's go in a circle.
Okay.
Shell, you start. I don't know what the camera's looking like, but I'm gonna say go Shell.
You want to go based off mine since I'm the one recording?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, there you go.
So am I going? Should I go clockwise or counterclockwise? Wow, that was. You know what? I'm going counterclockwise on my screen, so it's going to be Shell, Kyla, Bamba, me, and then Angel and Kenny.
Okay. I'm good with joint bank accounts. I think that it's responsible for everyone to like have their own separate bank accounts too. So I think a joint bank account is something that you like, okay, it's agreed upon that from each of our checks, we're going to contribute this like percentage of it to a joint bank account. That way we don't have to worry about this, who's paying what. Just like, and I think that by doing a percentage of whatever your paycheck is, it accounts for the differences in whatever who's making. So if like we decide like, okay, every check, we both put 20% of our paycheck into the joint account and the rest is going to whatever, then we pay out of that. I'm cool with that. I think that's a great idea. I think that eliminates a lot of money issues and a lot of conflict around who's paying for what.
I agree. I definitely feel like if you're going to do a joint bank account, you should still have your own. Never just, we only got an account together. I agree. You should each put in a certain amount, and then that could, help with the bills. Our joint bank account only goes to the bills. Now, you got your money to spend, I got my money to spend on whatever but this joint bank account is specifically for living expenses. So I think it's cool.
I'm with it simply because I feel like it doesn't stop you from still having your account and, you know, still getting your money in there, saving if you want to save. Especially if you are having a home, like a house, a family, it makes more sense towards expenses. And even eventually, we talked about like potentially buying a house and all that. It will make sense if y'all trying to get it together to have that account together. I feel like it still doesn't stop you from having your personal accounts, saving your money and shit.
All right, so I can already see I'm already just outvoted right now. It's not that I don't respect y'all's points. I definitely do. I'm going based off of just personal experience, and you know, just I don't think I'll ever be able to trust somebody with my money ever again. I don't care if it's a joint account. I don't care if it's for the better of anything. I don't care how much I love you. And again, let me say this is my mindset right now. Doesn't mean it won't change for the future for the right person. For sure.
Carlos going through something.
Shut up, Bamba. But what I'm saying is, in my mindset right now, no, absolutely not. No joint account. We will have a joint account when we have children, and that joint account will be for the kids. But what's the name? You make your money, I'm gonna make my money. We will split up the bills however we want to split it up, and we will go based off that. We will not have a joint account, and that's, like I said, that's me personally based off of trust. I don't think I'd ever be able to trust somebody with my money. Because again, based off of me, and I'm also too nice of a person to, it's a lot. But that's my point. Go ahead, Angle.
That was a lot.
Oh,
I have so many questions to ask you that I don't even want to answer the question.
Your money.
right.
So you will trust somebody to have your children,
Facts.
but not deal with your money in any type of way, but they can have your kids.
Yeah, for sure.
Not gonna lie, that sounds
Valuing
crazy.
over your kids.
Sure. Like I said, I said it in my statement. I said my mindset might change, but for right now,
It's gonna change.
well, like I said, once we have kids, the kids are the joint account. But trust me and believe me, I will have my own separate account, and I will have a separate account. Ain't no way. Ain't no
assets.
Yeah, he gonna be hiding money.
My question is, why you making a joint? Okay, so
I learned that
are
from
you
my
talking-
mama too. Absolutely not.
Are we talking about joint accounts and you guys are just dating, or are we talking about in a marriage? Because if it's I'm just dating, I'm not making no joint account with you because it's my money.
I think it depends on the longevity of the relationship. Because I mean, I've got friends who've been together for like 7 years.
I get that, but
If you've been, let me shut up.
No.
Absolutely
like
not.
I would want to.
Neither.
Even if you've been dating for years, bro, we still only dating. At any point in time, that can be over. So no, you're not getting my money. You're not having access to my money. Now, if I want to, gift you with something with my money, cool. But are we having a joint account and we're just dating and we've been together for 10 years? Clearly, if we haven't took the next step in our 10-year relationship, why we need a joint account?
See, I don't even know if I want to get married. So I guess maybe that's why I have like a different. I'm like,
you're not getting married
You
yet?
don't want to get married, baby. Y'all don't need to share y'all
right.
money. No,
No, it's not even a matter of like marriage is not anything but a paper for the government and taxes. Like, what does that mean for me? Outside of like the personal commitment, like if you don't necessarily value the social construct that is marriage, then it doesn't negate the seriousness of the feelings or of the relationship because it's a construct. Like if you don't value that specific construct and you like just value the nature of your relationship and the strength of your feelings off of it, then
can we rewind the clock? Angel didn't get to finish her statement.
You just said you was gonna have a turn. You can go ahead. That's what he gonna put it on me. He's talking about I didn't get a turn. Go ahead.
No, finish your statement. I got you.
I don't know what I was saying. That's why you said you ain't get a turn. So go ahead.
Oh, okay. I agree. Well, whoa, let me slow down. I agree that the joint account should also be used for the children, for the kids.
children?
No. I think the joint account, I don't think it should be used for the bills necessarily. Not the like utilities, not no phone bills. If we have a car, no. I think kids, medical bills. One of us in the hospital use the joint account money. I also think it should be like groceries. If we both about to eat, use the money that we're accumulating together to eat together. Maybe if you have mortgage, but that depends on who's making what type of money at that point. Also, I agree. I think Angel got to say this in her point that the money that you contribute to the joint account should also be based off how much money you're bringing in. So at no point should we both be expected to put in $500 every paycheck or $1,000 per paycheck if
y'all not meant
your whole paycheck. You know what I'm saying?
That's the whole paycheck. What you doing?
Yeah. So it should be split. I don't know if you need to do a whole mathematical equation. No, I don't think you
got calculators. It's fine.
It's not that deep, bruh.
We got calculators. It's okay.
You tell by the number of what you make per week who makes a double, triple the other. So if you go off of that, if I'm making $3,000 a check, I'll put in $750 or something. And if she's making like $600 a check, she could put in like
$600.
I'm not, okay, my fault.
She's putting in $75.
If I'm making $3,000, okay. I was just trying to make it like a drastic example. But if I'm making $3,000 or I'm making $600 and she making $3,000, I could put in like
$75.
$75.
But no, okay, more realistic. If she's making $3,000, I'm making $2,200. I'll put in $750 or something like that. She can put in $1,000. Something like that. Just be equitable. It don't have to be necessarily perfect because nothing's perfect. You know what I'm saying? The money's going towards our joint care anyway. So I think it's all right.
Yeah, I agree with everybody except for Carlil. I just remember growing up, my mom and my dad, they only had a joint account. And that's all they would argue about was money. Like my mom, she would be so livid because my dad would like take her whole check, put into that account, and then he would give her money like, here, this is for you to do this is for you to do that. And I just remember every argument they would have would be about money. So definitely have your own account. If that's one thing I learned growing up, have your own account. Do not just do a joint account. That's the dumbest shit ever. But yeah, I agree with everybody except for Carlos. So yeah.
From anybody who watches this, let me tell you this. Any man who watches this, and do not share your fucking money. All right, your joint account goes to your kids.
Why are you talking to men only, as if women are the only deceptive people on this?
Oh, my fault. Ladies, you definitely right. Ladies, do not share your money with that nigga. Look, you can't trust men, you can't trust women, you can't trust niggas, you can't trust women.
Wait, Carla, just for clarification, even if when you get married, you're still not having a joint account?
I said earlier, no, you're right. No, absolutely not.
I'm sure you trust your wife.
Get married, all that's gonna change. If you
I want you to keep your money.
When I get married, I'm gonna sign a super prenup. Okay.
Carla, you know when you get married, you have to trust that person with your life, right?
Right.
If you don't even
necessarily gotta trust them with my life.
You have to trust them with your life
and your
children's
the cornerstone of any relationship.
His wife don't let him die, but he's still gonna wear it.
Carla don't have good taste.
What about your children? Like the point that the ladies in here were making is that to have kids with somebody means you are trusting the child's development, life, happiness with another person.
People have kids every day.
If you're in a healthy relationship, let me add, because people just be having kids.
That's what I'm saying. People just be having kids. What I'm saying is,
but the thing is to actually marry somebody you like.
That you trust.
I didn't say I didn't like them. I didn't say I wasn't gonna love them.
You don't trust them.
I didn't say I don't trust them. I don't trust them fully. I trust them to an extent. I can trust somebody to an extent. Like, look.
So you don't have kids with somebody you
marry somebody you trust to
an extent. Like, example.
I'm with you, Carlil. I feel that.
Exactly. I trust Kitty to an extent. Like, Like I trust Kenny to give me great advice. I trust Kenny to, be my homie, but there's some things I don't trust Kenny to do. You feel me? Like there's some things I definitely don't trust Mama to do.
But I get what he said. Look, Kenny gonna say, I trust you fully. And I was like, I mean, but you can't put nothing past nobody. Because your own mama will steal from you. You know what I'm saying? Like your own family members will steal from you. So you
Kenny feel away.
I get what you're saying, but I trust you. I don't think you would do it, but I get what he's saying.
I feel like
if you don't have that trust though, if you feel like you really have to maybe second guess this person's nature or like their motives, that's not the person you need to be with.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is my mama, look, she was the breadwinner and the caregiver. You feel me? She had her own money. They had a joint account. But what I say earlier, she had a hidden account. She had hidden account. She had cash hidden in the house from him. Like you can't trust anybody fully. Kyla, what was you about to say? Go ahead. Okay, go ahead.
I agree with you. Of course, you never put your full trust in anybody, but to a certain extent, like you said, to a certain extent, you do have some type of trust in them. Nobody is telling you to give them all your money, Kyla.
Yeah,
but
every dime you got.
If you have,
I don't want y'all to let Carlo fool y'all. This nigga used to leave money laying around the home. He don't give a fuck about shit.
This man lost his wallet on a day. I kid you.
Exactly.
I lost my wallet yesterday. You're not making a good point.
He is the most generous person.
Anybody has access to your money, is what I'm saying.
Carlo is a lover boy.
This nigga is
I love the buy people thing.
That's probably why he's saying that though. If he's so kind and so freely with his money, I can understand why he like, nah, I don't trust nobody. He probably got taken advantage of because he's so nice, like
multiple times.
I personally, I think that, and I recognize that this is bad, but I do feel like you have to fully trust like that person that you're having kids with. I just like not trusting someone you're bringing a human into this world with, and not trusting this person that you are like sharing your life with. Plus, like I recognize I'm a little naive, like, and that has been an issue in my life. But I just really believe that like having kids, you don't be like, well, I can't put nothing past them.
Facts.
Like it's kids.
And Carla, even if you don't trust the person, she's most likely going to be the person that you trust the most.
Is she?
You're sleeping with this person.
Is she not?
Is
most likely.
That person is supposed to be like your safe haven. Like you're like, if nobody got me, she got me.
Supposed to be. But
I hear you. I think maybe I'm just building too much off my, like I said, a lot of this is coming from personal experience. There's 4 people definitely on here that know that there's women that I've had in my life that I couldn't trust. You feel me? And so I don't know. I just feel like my personal experience, how I saw my parents grow up, because even my dad in his 2 marriages had his own money, did not have a joint account, this and that. Like I said, mindset could change in the future, but right now, absolutely not. Because like trusting somebody like with your money is just a whole different thing. Like any circumstance can happen to them, and then they could just freely snatch whatever they want. No.
Question.
What's up?
When you get married, right, and you supposedly get sick, do you expect your wife to take care of you?
Mm-hmm. You said what? When I get married, do I what?
When you're married and you're sick, like you're not able to bring in any money, savings are dry.
Mm-hmm.
Like, would you expect your wife when she's able to, like, hey, could you step up, take care of us? Like, are you expecting that from her?
So you're saying if we're in a bind to where I'm stuck, am I going to expect my wife to take care of us?
Yes. You're not in a bind. You're sick. You're in bed. You can't work. You have no money's coming in. She's the only able body.
Facts.
Do you expect her to make some money and bring it in? Like,
I mean, hopefully, but this isn't about like who's making the more money or who's put.
No, it's not about making the more money. I'm just asking you.
Yeah, I would expect her to. Doesn't mean I gotta trust her with a joint account.
No, I mean it's not trust with joint account, but if you can expect her to income, like be there for you, basically.
Facts.
I feel like the least, because it's not like you giving her your money; it's the joint account.
Yeah, no.
You still money.
Somebody say put all your money in the joint account.
No, I understand what y'all are saying. I really am. Absolutely not.
Carla, I just can't wrap my head around you trusting somebody with your children, but not your money. That just does not make sense.
Because it's also their children too.
The kids for me, like.
It's all, like I said, trust them to an extent. Money is a whole different thing. People like to say money doesn't run the world. Money really does run the world.
So do you value your money more than your children?
I don't value my money more than my children, but again, that I'm looking at it like this. That is also somebody else's kids. I feel like children are valued more than money, yes, but that's also somebody else's kids. So I trust them to an extent with my kids because that's also their kids.
What I'm saying, Carla, is okay, so you're saying that person is also their parent. Is equivalent to that is that person's also their account. But you are choosing to have that child with that person, to share that person. And you are choosing to have that account to share that money with that person. But you are willing to do one and not the other.
Yes, sir.
That doesn't make sense. It's not registering.
You don't say it doesn't make sense, say you don't agree. Because it makes sense.
I can count 4 people in here that does not agree with that statement.
I'm saying, like, y'all don't have to agree. Again, I knew I was going to be the odd one out. But again, it's like I can trust you with one thing, but I'm not going to trust you with the other thing. Just because you might value something more than something else doesn't, like I said, that's where I'm standing. That's where I'm standing. No joint.
To their own opinion. It's okay.
No joint account for me. Let's make our own bread. You're not going to know about my hidden money. Hey, we hear you.
Let our guest speak. Kyla has something to say.
Go ahead.
Your statement about the it's their kids too, that don't really matter. You know, people, like y'all were saying, people have kids all day long and don't care nothing about the kids. Right. You might be the one that kid can only rely on. But they mama's sitting there right next to them, but she ain't fed them all day and they gotta wait till you come home. So it being her responsibility too, or his responsibility too, doesn't necessarily mean that they're gonna do what they should do as a parent.
Facts.
That's the one.
You can't trust it with your money. You can't trust it with your kid, bro. I'm telling you that right now.
I'm telling you right now, I don't have no kids.
Like,
so, until you're ready to have a joint account, don't have no babies.
My babies is the joint account.
I never you don't have to trust her with your money if you have kids anyway.
What'd you say, Bamba?
I didn't realize we were separating trust. I feel like the whole reason why somebody falls into that category of potentially being your girlfriend, fiance, or wife is because you love him, you trust her. You're like,
to an extent, Bamba, you forgot, to an extent.
And realistically, she got your baby, she gonna get your money regardless, because if you break up, she can put you on child support.
She gonna get your money even.
Right, she gonna get your money regardless.
Because you're gonna have to pay for the kids.
Yeah, you made it easier for her to get your money.
Are you saying like she gonna put me on child support? That's what you're saying.
But it sounds like trust is the issue here.
So basically what you telling me is to stay single for the rest of my life. I hear you. I hear you.
I'm just saying that you're protecting the wrong thing. Like you out here like, oh, I'm gonna have side money, hidden money, couch money, hidden accounts. But like I'm okay with having kids by someone I only trust to an extent. If you only trust her to an extent and not with your money, but with her kids or with your kids are a vehicle to your money.
I hear you and I understand that for sure. I'm also looking at it like this. A lot of things, our lives run on money. So yes, I can trust you with my kids and I can trust you to do duties as a mother, and you should trust me to do duties as a father to our kids, take care of our kids. But we live off of money. There could be something, a predicament, a circumstance where you fuck us up financially. I'm going to avoid that whole thing and just make sure we have separate accounts. So if you fuck up financially, I can go ahead and save you. I can go ahead and save the day. But I'm not going to fully trust that you are going to be. I'm not going to fully trust you like at all. I'm sorry. I
hope you never find out how wrong you are about that kid and money thing.
You said what?
I genuinely hope you never find out how wrong you are about that kid and money thing.
I hope I never do too.
Hey, but Carlil, if she fucks up her money, it's going to fall on you anyways and mess up your money.
Okay.
You're going to have to
She gonna fuck up your money regardless.
So what's the difference?
Because I'm
it's still fucking up your money.
You're right. You're right. So I should just let her fuck up my money anyway. Is basically what you're saying.
Oh, Carla,
You going to let her fuck up your money anyway.
Carla, what we're saying is you can still have the joint account and a separate account.
So you're saying,
my boy, both.
So you're saying
He talking like he about to put all his money and he only gonna have that joint account.
So
I
you're,
know you heard me
your
say
own
20% of your income. The other 80% is for you.
either way, I'm fucked. That's what I'm hearing. Either way, it's over for me. So I might as well trust somebody because they're gonna fuck it up anyway.
It's messed up because we got to get the money anyway.
Well, welcome to the same convo. This is what me and Bomba deal with
every day.
every day.
You know what, Carly? Call me later. We gonna schedule a therapy appointment.
I'm on my back payment, so I'm gonna have to get back
to the lady.
But yeah, I'm glad. Look, I love disagreeing with y'all. I always gotta play devil's advocate. But yeah,
Devil don't always need an advocate, baby.
You said what?
Devil don't always need an advocate.
The devil has a consistent advocate. His name is Khalil. His devil. But
the
anyway,
devil don't need no advocates.
The devil has a consistent advocate. But anyway, does anybody have any last comments, last questions before we go ahead and end this segment?
Carla, I'm gonna bring this up at your baby shower. I want you to know this.
I just want to let it be known that I will build with you, but eventually I intend to live a soft life.
Okay. Anybody else? Any extra thoughts?
I have a question.
What's up?
But this is more towards the ladies. Because I feel like, okay, so in this age where we're trying to, I feel like, move past trauma and like, figure out solutions just to better our lives in general. I feel like men are trying to heal. And as we're healing, we understand like, how our parents were, how they were lacking, and how we can potentially improve. So certain of us, for example, you want to be more present for your kid's life, I would say. So because of the conversation we just had, whereas like, for example, for me, it's cool that the man is working more, being more absent, trying to get the money. But in like today's age where we're trying to better our relationship with a kid, like cut off trauma and like build newer habits, how would you, if you were in a man's shoe, go about potentially like starting that off? Like what steps could you do to balance all that out, being able to still provide all of that, but also being able to be there for your kids and potentially cut that trauma, whereas parents weren't here and the kid could be lacking in something?
That is a great question.
First off, create your hidden account. I'm sorry.
So the question is, like, how do you balance being a provider and being like the man of the house with also like healing your trauma and like being a better parent, right?
Yeah, I would say more like be a caretaker, because I feel like man of the house, that title is very much so we just provide, and we have that misconception. But being a caretaker, being present as a father figure, if that makes sense.
I feel like that's such a good question, because I think it's one, like healing your own relationships with your like father or with your lack of father, and like coming to terms with what you wanted instead of like modeling the behavior that you lacked or the behavior that you saw. But that's easier said than done. And I think it's a lot of it is also like comes from the partner that you choose, right? Because you want a partner that holds you accountable and that wants you to be a present and active parent, and that like gives room for you to figure that out along the way, recognizing that maybe you are addressing and trying to heal from an absentee father or like a not great role example, things like that. Like you have to have someone who supports you along that way, because it can be really discouraging to be actively trying to fix something and then someone else is like, okay, but you're not doing enough. That's just my 2 cents.
That's right.
I feel like it's a lot simpler than what people make it. I feel like we make it more complicated than what it has to be. I get the whole thing about, oh, maybe you have trauma from an absent father, and so you don't have an example per se to follow on how to be a good father. Is that what you're saying? That's the trauma, like an absent parent in your life, and you don't have that example to follow.
I mean, there's a lot of examples possibly. Some of us, for example, I'm African. You're not gonna, as a man, you're not supposed to show emotions.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I'm very much so supposed to be like, hey, get this shit done. If I'm a father, that's what I'm expecting. Get this done. My wife, get shit done too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I feel like it's just different aspects. Like, I have some of my boys, of course, we have conversations, and to them, some of them, like, it's like, you never seen a dad. Some of them, it's like, your dad is here, but you genuinely had nothing to learn from your dad because he genuinely thinks that being a dad is just providing. And like, we had a conversation earlier, whereas back in the days, they expect you to provide, and maybe the mom would just be the main caretaker. But like, the dad, to him, providing is everything I have to do as a father. Like, I feel like a lot of people have, it's very broad, like, whereas some of us, maybe our dad stepped up, maybe our dad was not present, or maybe our dad's just, like, you know, it's the trauma is just present in different forms, but eventually I feel like a lot of us have to stop and like kind of learn how to break that trauma. Now, how we go about it, that's a different story because life happens.
I feel like to break the trauma, you have to learn how to let it go. Like, once you get to a certain age and a certain point in your life, you just got to let it go. You know, you didn't have that parent. Maybe one of your parents were absent in your life, or maybe they were physically there, but they didn't do what you felt like they should have done as a parent. I feel like once you hit a certain age, not to like be down on people who still hold on to that stuff, but I feel like once you hit a certain age, you got to learn how to let that go, baby, because you're grown now. Now you're living your life. Now you don't necessarily need them because what you needed them for is past. You're grown. Now you can take care of yourself. So I feel like to be a more present father in a family and with your kids, with your wife, you know, do what you feel like your absent father should have done, or if your mother was the caretaker and you saw her doing you saw what she was doing to take care of the family, follow her example. Do that. Okay, I saw that she made sure the kids were eating. She made sure the kids had this, they had that. Do that. I don't think you necessarily have to heal the trauma. I think you just have to learn how to let it go so that it no longer hurts you.
Well, all right, ladies, we appreciate y'all for joining us tonight. It was a very lively conversation, very lively topic. We hope we can see y'all again for more female perspectives on media and entertainment. Or if y'all watch sports or anime, y'all can join us one of those too. You know, just let us know. But no, we appreciate y'all, and I'm sure we'll be seeing y'all soon.